day, new video, new mod. So today we're going to be painting the calipers on the F30 because I'll show you right now. They just don't look too hot. I mean, they're not horrible. There's a little bit of rust and some brake dust on there, so they need a little bit of a refresher. So with the car, you guys have seen that obviously the main colors are gray, black, and white. I've done, obviously the paint is gray. I've done the roof wrap in black with the white banner. Also the white V-brace, and then if you guys are caught up on my videos, my interior is also wrapped in white. So if you can guess what color we're painting the calipers, yes, it's white. I just think on the dark car, and like I said, with the white and the V-brace and the interior and the sticker up top, I think the white will look cool and kind of pop behind the wheels a little bit. The way I'm planning on tackling this is going to be to do it one side at a time, or one side meaning the front first, and then I'm going to do the back. So I'm going to start by jacking up the front, getting the front end on both sides on jack stands, taking the wheels off, and then I'm going to paint the front calipers. And while those are drying, I'm going to actually take that time while the wheels are off to do a really good cleaning, especially on the inside of those barrels, because there's just a lot of brake dust and stuff that needs to get cleaned up. So that's the plan. Not sure how it's going to go yet, but it sounds good in my head. So let's get started. So just got the first wheel off, and now you have a better look at this caliper and kind of how it really looks. You know, it's not really rusty. There's just a lot of brown brake dust on it, which kind of goes for most of the stuff around your brakes. I mean, like all this, you know, this is all just brake dust. In order to get this job done though, I've got some brake cleaner, which we're gonna hit it with first, and the wire brush. We're just basically gonna go to town and clean up that entire caliper. Then we're gonna hit it with acetone just before we're ready to paint, hit it with some primer. Then we're hitting it with the color. I chose gloss white. And then I'm also gonna be adding a satin clear coat to the top of it. Just like how we did it with the exhaust video, if you guys remember, make sure that you are always using high heat stuff. The calipers, your brakes get insanely hot, so it has to be high heat paint. If you use anything else, it's just not gonna, it'll probably just burn, and you probably risk damaging your brakes. I'm not really sure, but don't use non-high heat paint. Outside of that, just some masking tape, and I've got a bunch of plastic that I'm gonna use to basically mask the area as I'm working. Obviously jack, something to get the lugs off, and paper towels for the acetone. And like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the wheels while I have them off, because the fronts aren't too bad, but when you look on the back side, you can tell that there's all this brown residue, and definitely want to get as much of this off as I can. As well, I have the wheel off. This is my air strut, or the bag. I've never really shown you guys this, but I have the line coming down here. The only bad part about this is it kind of pinches, and you can see where this metal is kind of shiny here, is where the line touches the, I believe that's a tie rod, basically when it airs up and down. But outside of that, it's zip tied over here next to the brake line, so it's out of the way, and then it tucks underneath the body of the car. So that's basically my setup up front. You know, I don't have any issues, knock on wood. The bag itself, I like to inspect it every now and then, just make sure nothing looks out of whack and that there's no leaks or wear and tear on the bag, but everything looks really good. If you guys are doing this at home, if you have 4 jack stands and are able to get the car on all 4, and that way you can have all 4 wheels off at the same time, this job's gonna save you a lot of time, or that's gonna save you a lot of time doing this job. Right now, I only have 2 jacks, and I'm probably just gonna end up doing this one by one, so it's gonna be a little bit longer and a little more tedious, but that's all right. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it this way and start by cleaning the caliper with the brake cleaner and the wire brush. So now I've hit it with the wire brush and some brake cleaner quite a number of times. Just, you know, the more time you spend on the prep, the better this is gonna come out. Next, what I wanna do is basically take some of this plastic here, and what I'm gonna do is open it up and then make a small, like 2-inch hole in it. And I'm gonna open the hole just enough so I can get it around the caliper, so that way it hugs the rotor nice and we're not painting any extra stuff that we don't need to paint. And now there you have it. I think that kind of explains more what I was trying to say. So just open the hole enough, that way you can reach it around the caliper, kind of like you were wrapping something. You want to stretch it around the caliper, and so that way it sits really nice and tight with the rotor. You can see I have everything covered. I've masked the area around the wheel, and now all that is left and exposed is the caliper itself. So now we're ready to paint. Hit it one last time with acetone and a paper towel. First coat of primer. Keep in mind, you want to do a really light coat for at least the first 2 coats, that way you're not getting any dripping, and then you can start to lay on the layers a little bit heavier. But right now we have about 80% coverage on this. You can still see some of the brown and kind of like brake dust coming through, but that's all right. We're gonna put probably 2, maybe 3 coats of primer on this. It's been about 3 minutes. Gonna put on the second coat of primer. Going to hit it now with the third and final coat of primer. While we're waiting for this to dry, picked up a skateboard like a few weeks ago, and I used to skate all the time. Like, I started skating when I was like 10 years old up until I was probably like 15, and then I just stopped. But yeah, I re-taught myself how to do the ollie, and that was the only trick I could do when I was a kid. So now I taught myself how to do the shove it, which was not that hard, but definitely feels cool to have like the board flipping around, and makes me feel like I'm actually kind of a half-assed real skateboarder. So hell yeah. Oh, so close. One more try. Oh. I'll get it in the next vlog. It's been about 30 minutes. It's definitely dry to the touch, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the first coat of high heat white paint on. Probably end up doing about 4 coats on this caliper, and then we'll top it off with the clear coat last. Coat number 2 of the white paint. Coat number 3, gloss white. That's now 4 coats of paint. The coverage is definitely 100%, and I started to lay the layers on pretty thick, so it definitely looks good now. I'm gonna let this dry for about 30 minutes, and then we'll hit it with the clear coat. This is pretty much dry now. I'm gonna go ahead and get the clear coat, and we'll probably do, I don't know, maybe 2 coats of clear, possibly 3. First coat of clear is on, just a light coat. You guys probably can't even tell the difference in these coats, but I figure it's better to catch you up on each process, or on each part of this, than to leave you hanging and just catch up with you at the end. So this upcoming weekend, July 7th, I'm gonna be down at the Keys Auto Show 2019, so it's gonna be sick. Definitely hope to see some of you guys there. I know a bunch of YouTubers are gonna be there, so say what's up. Hope to hopefully maybe take some pictures with you guys with the F30 and your whip, and who knows, it should be a sick time. So hope to see you guys down there. I was just talking to my good friend Sway Casey, and we were just actually going back and forth about stuff, but he ended the conversation with saying, you know, keep doing what you're doing and keep elevating. And I thought, keep elevating, that might be pretty good. Keep elevating. I don't know, maybe I should start ending all my vlogs like that, because I get really tired of saying don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, peace. You know, keep elevating. That's a good way. That kind of encompasses what I'm about. And moving forward, and shout out to TJ Hunt, keep elevating. Just keep building the cars, keep building the community, keep building the channel, keep building the community. That's probably what the biggest thing that I want to say is. So maybe I'll start ending the videos with keep elevating. Just put the third and final coat of clear coat on. So definitely do 2 light coats of clear, and then 1 kind of medium laid out coat that is a little bit heavier. So Looks pretty good. Just gonna let this dry for 10 minutes, pull off all of this plastic, get the wheel mounted back on, and I'll catch up with you guys and show you what the end result looks like. I think it's gonna be a 2-day deal because it's like 6 o'clock now. Sun's gonna go down at sun's gonna go down in 2 hours. I can't see right now. So yeah, I'm gonna do the other side today. I'll catch up with you guys once I have this wheel back on and do a quick comparison. But I think I'm gonna do the rears tomorrow. Just that way I'm not, you know, rushing things, and I can get it all done and make sure everything actually looks good. Here's one quick look while the plastic is off before I put the wheel back on. Definitely came out really good and definitely pops a lot more than just the rusty silver did. All right guys, all done. Wheels back on. Don't mind my monster truck ride height right now. Trust me, this is not how I ride, but I just wanted to show you guys what it would look like with the wheel back on, and just kind of all together how you can see how much more it really pops behind the wheel and really just improves it, in my opinion. Because when you look at the side that we have not done yet, I know it's kind of dark over here, you actually really can't see anything, but if that was white you could totally see it. So perfect example. New day, and I finished the fronts last night. I'll show you how they came out. Actually, they look pretty good. I was a little skeptical about the white at first, just because I haven't really seen it on F30s or just cars in general. Not a lot of people rock the white. Maybe like the supercars do, but that's how it looks. And it's kind of like, from a distance it almost looks silver, but it really is white. You know, once you get closer and you can see the difference between the actual silver wheel and the white caliper. But I'm really stoked. This came out really, really good. Here's a quick look at the other side too. Yeah, I'm really happy with how both of these came out, and all that's left now is just to do the rears, which are even smaller calipers, so should take a little less time. One thing that I always take for granted is a car that starts every time you press the start button or turn the key, because right now the Prelude is having some serious issues. If I don't run that thing at least once a day, usually if I don't run it or turn it on twice a day, it just doesn't want to start, and it's a pain because it takes me 30 minutes to get it started. So really grateful, you know, F30, just push to start, starts up every time. It's a beautiful thing. And air this up. Oh yeah guys, also this has been happening lately. If you see that little yellow hazard sign, it's saying that I have a brake light out, and it goes off as soon as I press the brake. Watch, now it's gonna turn white. Maybe not. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, now it's off, and it's just telling me the door's open. And then if I do this, it turns off. But I don't know why. Every time it tells me I have a brake light out. I've also been using this polarizer lens, which is pretty dope. Yeah, makes the footage, I think, look a little bit better. But it does get fingerprints on it quite often, so I try to keep it clean for you guys. Here's a quick look at the finished product on the rear. Came out really nice, nice gloss, white full coverage, you know, same as the front. So now all that's left to do is the other side, and then this project is all done. I feel like I've shown you guys the process. I think you have it now. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side off camera, and then I'll catch up with you guys when it's all done and put together. I'm almost done with the last caliper, but I wanted to show you guys something. So this is why alignments are very important, and a lot of people have concerns about camber and running camber, and on the F30 there's really no camber in the front, but there is a little bit of camber in the rear. So let's take a look at this tire. So now from the outside, you know, there's some cracks in it. It's definitely on its way out, but if you pick it up and you look at the inside wall, guys, look how bare this is. Look at this. This is not good. So the issue here is likely not camber, it's the toe. When the wheel is mounted, right now I haven't had an alignment on this thing in a while, so the toe is in a little bit. You guys probably can't even tell, and even on your own car you may not be able to tell unless the toe is really bad. But essentially what I'm talking about is the tire, instead of being straight in the rear, is towed in a little bit. and that is what causes the extra wear and tear on that inside. Not really what I wanted to find out before I'm heading down to New Jersey. It's like a 6-hour drive, so that kind of sucks. And yeah, I guess thankful that I realized it. I don't really want to drive on these tires down there if I don't have to. If I have to, I will, but hoping I don't have to. So I just made a bunch of calls, see if I can get some tires mounted before the weekend. But I just want to let you guys know to make sure you check the inside of your tire too. Even if the outside looks okay, your alignment might be jack and your inside, you know, tire might be bad. But alarm's going off, which means I gotta put another coat of paint on. Job is all done. Calipers are put back on. No, wheels are put back on. Calipers are all done and painted, and just aired it out. Looks really good. Just now seeing it front and back all done for the first time, and it definitely makes it look so much better than that rusty kind of like silver brownish color that was going on before. I mean, I think you can just see it so much more. Now it pops, and while I'm rolling, because the spokes are basically, the wheel's gonna kind of look invisible while I'm actually driving, just because of how fast the wheel's moving. And now, instead of there being a rusty brake caliper, you'll see a nice white caliper, both on the front and back. Here's a closer look at the front. Here's the back. I don't know if you guys can tell. Yeah, you can see the shine. There's definitely a lot of shine to this clear coat, which is why I did it. Definitely recommend anybody who's planning on doing this, take the time and effort to actually buy the primer, the base coat, and the clear coat. It does become a little bit more pricey, but it's so much more worth it, and especially in the long run, it's gonna last a lot longer. And the gloss will actually prevent chipping and make it easier to actually clean it and get the brake dust that does come on and sit there to get that off. Here's a quick look at the other side. I'm like freaking in the bushes right now. Yeah, it definitely came out really nice. I just really like the white on the aluminum or silver wheel. And lastly, here's the other front side. So really happy with it. Hope you guys learned how to do this yourself. I'm actually gonna record another vlog like right after this. So new mod coming to the F30, getting ready for the Keys Auto Show. Hope to see you guys down there. Yeah, thanks for hanging around and watching this video, and hopefully learning how to paint your calipers. But as always guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Later.